hi interwebers. Whoa, car just gone off the road. Man. Whoa, car's gone off the road. Fucking hazard lights, let's do it. Crazy. Anyway, 2 old ladies just drove off the road, no blood, no broken bones, seatbelts. They didn't even deploy their airbags. So they're okay, cops have been called. I'm fucking out of here. That was nuts. I wonder if I picked it up on the tree. Man, love it. Dramas, boom, into it. Let's go. Fucking hell, army training kicked in straight away. Ripped open the door, any blood? Fucking hell. Alright. Anyway, I was saying before about these people that don't actually say what they mean. Okay, here's the thing. There's this chick I've been hot for like 2.5 years, man. You know, she's just beautiful, talented, lovely girl, eh? You know. I couldn't really do a lot because I was married, but you know, and you honour your vows and you honour your wife. But my missus, she ran out on me in November, right? So I was like, sweet window, I'm taking it. So, you know, like I was trying to correspond with this girl, and mate, she couldn't even say my name. Okay, we're trucking, we got a good mission, and I found out I'm getting my B train back in Taupo, yeah! The old the big monster Freightliner, old gummy GUM 920. Everybody's driven that truck around the lower half of the North Island. It's one of TR Group's hard and vets, eh? It's a great truck. I just love driving that big freight shaker, eh? I just like driving B trains too, but I like driving that big one because it's got like a super cab, and it makes me feel that it could be a home, and I'm really hanging for the day I'm living on the road. Anyway, there's the boys all hard at work. I'm out of here. I'm making my way over to Hastings at the moment. I got a whole lot of these big transporting containers they call pods on my truck that have got to be unloaded there, and then I'm going to get a whole lot of produce from Auckland, for Auckland from Hastings. And Hastings is one of the biggest growing areas of New Zealand. You know, there's vineyards, there's orchards, there's crop farmers. It's just a beautiful, beautiful fertile plain. It's a big alluvial plain as I understand it, so it's mineral rich and it's nice and flat, and the old crop farmers, they just love it, eh? So we got a cool mission. Oh, and one more bit of news before we get serious about this whole trucking shit and get on the road and get the old race face on. Reference that flash animal that the boss put me on, right? Now, I don't know, I might have deleted that bit because I was having a bit of a bad day, a bad few days recently. Got struck out by this girl, and it's like, oh man, I all thought I had something going, but it wasn't anything, but sadly. But so anyway, my boss had this meeting with me, right? He calls me into his office. Hey Red, gonna have a little chat to you. Oh, what's up, boss? You're getting the most overspeeds in the company. Oh, what's that mean? You know, you're the fastest driver in the company. Woohoo! Says me. No, that's not a good thing, says him. Right, so we get this animal put on my tablet, and when I get to the speed limit, an alarm goes off, and so you're driving along, and then this alarm goes off, and it lets you know that you're speeding. So then you slow down, of course. So I did that, and like I did this trip last night where I cruised from from Auckland back to Palmy, rolled into town at 3 this morning, and I only got 7 overspeeds on my trip, and because the boss got this thing, and he looked it up and he's seen it, and he says it was all on the same place. He says obviously you missed the sign because you were constant at the speed limit, and then you were constantly and then as soon as you realised, you buttoned off and there was no more. So the only speeding infringement I had yesterday was where I missed the sign because I was probably too busy thinking about hot chicks. Speaking of which, it's Lady Gaga. Anyway, let's get this before, eh? You know, we've rolled through this before together, but you know, I just can't help but love this road because, you know, when there's no traffic on it, I have blasted through here on my motorcycle like you wouldn't believe. It is just like a racetrack. We've had some wicked races through here, eh? You know, all it's seriously, you know, not exceeding the open road speed limit, not one little bit on our fucking 1100cc Japanese race bikes, not at all. And you know, really observing everything there is to, you know, observe, you know, signs, shit like that. Alright, that's some pretty serious gear, eh? Thing that the boss is worried about, you know, he's what it comes down to is, you know, times are changing, and you know, when I was a young fella and I was learning to drive, we were told to use the inertia of the vehicle, or the momentum of the vehicle, to shove you up the hill so you do less gear changes, and you know, use the weight of the vehicle to your advantage. Well, sometimes that meant going over 90k, and but you just did it because you just wanted to get the most smoothest, efficient run out of the truck you could. You know, you wouldn't brake unnecessarily if you know, if you knew there was a crest to come up. You'd let the vehicle run down the hill to go up the other side with the minimum amount of gear changes, and you know, and that's the way I was taught to drive. And so when you apply that to these trucks that monitor every single thing you do, then like right now I've got, this truck's got 3 GPSs. See, look at that, I just got an overspeed then because I let the truck build up a bit of momentum to push me up this hill. Now that's an old driver's habit, you know. Now I've got to change my driving habits for these new ways, because I haven't had to worry about shit like fucking GPSs looking at me at every good turn, or the fact that I'm 3 kilometers an hour over the speed limit, and that's a bad thing. Or okay, in some cases might be a little bit more than that. Depends what those mainframe guys are doing. But you know, there's also an element of fun of driving too, you know. But I'm having to change everything about the way I drive. So there's another challenge. It's going to be another challenge. It's going to make me part of the new generation of drivers once I master this new thing. And it's just what you got to do. If you want to be in a trucking game and you want to be good at it and you want to get a good rep as a driver, then at the end of the fucking day you just got to do what the hell you're told. It's that easy. So I just got to change the habit and stop driving by instinct, and start retraining myself to driving with all this kind of shit watching me. And I just have to get cool with it, because that's just how it is. It's the way of the future, for the short-term future anyway. I never get tired of the view when I'm trucking, eh? I just love it. I honestly think that to be lucky enough to be a trucker and to get paid to travel around and see all this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenery, that I genuinely am a very, very fortunate son to be able to call myself a trucker. I'm really going to miss this little country, but by the end of the year I'm going to be trucking stateside, and if I can get permission to reside there, then I'm going to go for owner-operator's contract. I'm sure there's parts of America that look like this. Because we got these big reefer units up here and a big V8 sitting right there, our front 2 axles are really easy to overload, so this is why we only put half lifts. We can only really get for the first 6 pallet spaces, it really only should be 3,000 kilograms, around 3 ton, and then we can get some weight over our drives here, so we'll double stack all this stuff, maybe low load it there, and then the trailer's a bit different. But this is the issue with these things, is that there's a ton sitting up there before we've even started, and with the weight so far forward, very easy to overload the front end on these things. Man, that's a cool trailer. I often thought doing boxes would be good because there'd be less paperwork, but my mate says, nah, you come out at a wharf and you've got paperwork for Africa. Yeah, I'm not very good at this sort of stuff. I think I've spelt cooler 3 different ways already. The problem with this dyslexia and this autism is that because you don't pick up things that other people do, and because your writing's not as good, and because your ability to interpret situations or read body language or the subtleties and nuances of human interaction maybe not the same as everybody else's, they assume that you're thick. And yeah, I'm not the smartest guy around, you know, but hell, I generated a hell of a lot of change with nothing but a pencil case. Maybe it's because I haven't been institutionalized with learning that enabled me to do that. Would an educated person be stupid enough to do what I attempted? Is it stupid though? Or is it different? I don't consider myself to be thick. I don't consider myself to be a rocket scientist. I don't consider myself to be a conventional mainstream thinker. I certainly have troubles with what other people find easy. But I can articulate myself well. I'm able to achieve my goals. I'm able to teach myself new skills. I don't think that's thick. I just think I have learning difficulties. Doesn't make me stupid. Oh, look at that. I've got his and hers now. One thing you got to be careful of, look, the airbags have deflated, brought the truck down onto my rims, onto my tyres there. That's why you always make sure your airbags are inflated before you go, otherwise your boss ain't going to be very happy with you. Okay, this is just to piss off all those people that have curtain siders, which I personally think are better, but here we go. Look at this, see? A ram drops this thing down, picks up this groove here, boom. Look how badly knocked around this stuff gets, okay? It's the trouble when you don't have responsibility of your own truck. So this goes into about there, we line her up so she's nice and good. Under here we have a control. Pulls it in nice and tight and seals it up real good. We'll just go and hit the reefer and get it kicking off. He wants it at 3, so we'll reset it at 3. Back on the road, we're heading over the Napier Taupo Highway to do a swap in Taupo. I can't wait to get old Gummy back, eh? I just love driving that big old Freightliner. Man, this is like one of my favorite songs right now. Oh, honey. Man, I need a girlfriend bad. Okay, so for many of you Kiwi truckers out there, you'll recognise this intersection, and we're going to be hanging a left here. We're just about to start the Napier Taupo Road. Here we go. And it's just on dusk, and I really enjoy driving this stretch of the journey because it's quite a demanding and challenging road. You know, it's one that'll catch you out if you're not careful. It's got a lot of steep climbs, it's got a lot of you know, steep declines with a lot of weird corners in them, and there's, you know, it's a kind of a freaky road, this road. So it's a road that demands a lot of attention and all your professionalism to keep everything together and cruising along really nicely. And I really enjoy this stretch. I'm really looking forward to it. And that was a clusterfuck. I just switched her from the economy setting to the power setting so I'd have a bit more guts for this hill, and she just stalled out on me. I was down to like nothing. She just died on me. I've got a guy coming up behind me, I'll bet. She's a little 540 with a 4-axle, you know. Mind you, it's a mail truck, so she's not carrying as much as us. A bit light terrain. Look at us all grinding our way up this hill. Just love it. Little racer. Tow truck. There's a tow truck on a mission. I hope there's no crashes up the road. I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm